Hi guys, and welcome to Thankful Thursdays again with myself Kel and also Rachel. So you're probably going to notice that the lighting in this video again isn't very good because again I'm making the video in the evening because I've had a hectic few days with hospital appointments and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, we will get on to today's topic. So today's topic is about how the media distorts body image. So, as hopefully you all know by now, I'm quite anti-blaming the media for eating disorders. And I actually am an ambassador for the eating disorders charity BEAT. And basically, we often have interviews with the media or with professionals and things like that. And one of the things I always try to get across when I do that is that I don't personally believe that the media has this huge impact that it's kind of suggested it does on people developing eating disorders. I think that eating disorders are much more complicated, and there is still a small element of the media having an impact on people developing eating disorders, definitely. I think the main issue that I see is when you look in magazines, when you see people on the TV, the information that you're being given is that these people are really happy and really well off and really successful, and often also really thin. They have a perfect body by what the media portrays, and I don't by any stretch of the means think that is actually a perfect body. But I think because we're being shown this image as perfect, and part of having that perfect image brings all this success and fame and fortune, which is kind of what we're told. I think that's actually more the issue, that we attach being happy and being successful to looking like that. We think that we have to look like that to be happy and successful. And I do definitely think that that's a small element of developing an eating disorder. For example, one of the things I often see people write on forums, because I moderate on an eating disorders part of a forum, I often see people sort of say I'm a failure, and I think they think that because their body doesn't meet this ideal, and they also don't have, the job that they want yet, or they don't have the house that they want yet, or they don't have enough money to do things, so that they somehow end up attaching the two together, because that's how we're sort of sold by the media, this package that they both come together and that they are one and the same thing, which of course is absolutely rubbish. You could be a size 0 and be happy and successful, or you could be a size 20 and be happy and successful. On the other side of that, you could be a size 0 and be absolutely and utterly depressed, or you could be a size 20 and be absolutely and utterly depressed. They don't fit together like we're sort of sold that they do fit together. And I think that in itself is a really big problem. And I see that bringing people down. I see people feeling like they're a failure, and then seeing that they don't fit this stereotypical perfect figure, and then they therefore think that it's because of their body. And you can change your body, or at least you're led to believe you can change your body. You can actually only change your body so much because you're genetically programmed to be a specific size. But you think, okay, I can do something about this. I can diet, I can use these pills, whatever that might be, and I can get that body. And then when I get there, all my problems will be better, and I'll feel fantastic, and I'll be happy, and I'll be successful. And it's absolute rubbish. And I don't know how we ended up ever attaching figure and appearance to being successful and happy, but I think that we somehow did, and that's the issue. And it's also an issue in people's self-esteem. If your self-esteem is low about your appearance, because you think that appearances are so important, because you attach appearances to being happy and successful, so if your self-esteem is low, you end up becoming depressed, and you end up not being able to achieve things because you're depressed. And can you kind of see how this all just ends up being a mixed up cycle? And in actual fact, I don't see it as being about body image. I see it as the person being unhappy with factors in their life, be that work, family life, they've experienced trauma, they're depressed in the first place, the family's separated, you got divorced, I don't know, whatever it might be. They're just a few of the things I kind of see often on the forums. And it just gets messed up into this big confused mess, and they think if I can change my body, then I'll be happy and successful, because look, she's got this tiny little body and she's happy and successful. So I think that's one of the main things. And when I speak to my younger sisters, I always try to tell them sort of, you know, you're beautiful as you are, and your appearances aren't the most important thing either. And I want them to know that being successful doesn't come hand in hand with appearances like people seem to think it does. And I think that kind of breaking that attachment would be really important in tackling eating disorders, in, you know, the progression and the starting of an eating disorder in the first place. I think that we need to understand that being beautiful isn't going to change anything. You're still going to be exactly the same person, just in a small pair of jeans. It's not going to have changed how you feel about yourself, because that's inside, that's in your head, that's in your heart. It isn't something physical, even though you see it as physical. And I don't know if I'm explaining this very well. And I also think that the other way that media sort of has an impact, in my perception of it, is in recovering. When I started to recover, I found it really difficult for a little while that I was being told I needed to gain all this weight back, and there was plenty of people in magazines living at a living at a lower weight than me, and they didn't have a dietitian and a psychiatrist on their back saying you need to gain this much weight in order to be healthy. And I sort of thought, well, if they can do it, why do I have to gain all this weight back? And that was sort of an element and an impact that the media had on my ability to recover as well. So I've kind of waffled, I think, a little bit in this video, and I don't know how much sense I've actually made. It's far too late to be making a video, so I'm going to leave it there, and I hope that this sort of connects with somebody out there, and maybe if it generates some more questions or comments, and when I'm a little bit clearer in the morning I can explain exactly what I mean. But I think for me the most important thing is that I don't blame the media on causing eating disorders. I certainly think that they're a factor in this way that we seem to think losing weight will make us happier, and in being told that a weight is a good thing to control. But I don't think actually in itself causes eating disorders. I think eating disorders are caused by multiple factors that all fall in together, like bullying, like low self-esteem, like depression, like family arguments, family breakup, any sort of abuse, or any sort of unhappiness and unsettling in your life, maybe academic, college, university. I think it's those factors that cause an eating disorder, but I think it's the media connecting being happy with being this small size that is where everything kind of starts to get distorted in our minds. So I'm going to leave it there now, and I'm going to be quiet because I've said I'm going to leave it there twice already. So I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next week, guys. Take care. Bye.